can't quit because you got your leg. What you tripping for? You can't quit, man. You got to stay with it. It's somebody having it way harder than you, and they didn't give up. That's inspiration. This dude is inspiration, man. I look at a cat like this, I bruised my heel only between shows. I mean, I messed it up before. I really bruised it hard. It's so hurting right now. What I'm tripping for? The dude come tell me, hey man, you wanna go home? Go home. I got a bruised heel. What I'm gonna go home? I got a bruised heel. You're tripping, man.
I'm not surprised that people don't know the real them, because I think people are scared of being themselves because that may turn people off. Everything comes with connotations. We've been taught to be a certain way of what's normal and acceptable. All of those things. I remember the first time I wore robes on a street, right? It was like so scary. I was like, what if someone who knows me sees me? Like, I'm gonna feel weird. And then you think about it, like, why? Like, why do we think that? Because we've been, all these conditionings have been in place.
You actually can't become happy. You can only be happy, right? And what most people are looking for are good enough reasons, by virtue of changing their life in the world, to simply get off the treadmill for some moments at a time and recognize that the present moment is enough, right? If I can just, if I had just bought, GameStop at the right moment, then I would actually be able to just relax and enjoy my life in the present. And again, that is a mirage. Even when it seems to happen for many of us, something great happens and you're just high-fiving everyone around you, that lasts for what, 15 minutes, 5 hours, and then you're faced with the same long emergency of just, what do I do next?
When you escape from your previous set of stupidly held and ignorant and stubborn axioms, it's like away from that tyranny. It's like, great, I freed myself from that. Well, then what? Well, you think, well, now I'm on the way. It's, no, you're not. Now you're in the desert where you wander around stupidly, and worship the wrong things until you finally organize yourself morally again and head in the proper direction. So that's worth knowing too, because you think, well, I got rid of a lot of things, excess baggage that I didn't need in my life, and now everything's okay. It's like, no, it's not. You've got rid of a whole set of scaffolds that were keeping you in place, even though they were pathological.
You deal with people as people first. You deal with a man as a man, a woman as a woman, regardless what their persona is and what their titles are. It's like code of humans, you know what I'm saying? You honest, you be respectful with everybody. You give what you want from people. And when people go against what your standards are, you're not a hypocrite to address it. Right. But if you disrespectful or you untruthful and people lie to you or disrespect you, you be a hypocrite to address it or to push back and say, homie, don't treat me like that because you're not giving that. So I think it's just about dealing with people on a fundamental human level,
Situations can impede you from doing what you're doing very easily. Many times it happens to everyone. But when this happens, people weaken their commitment for their success. Maybe physically, they'll feel a little weak. They will weaken their commitment to success. Maybe their emotions slosh around a little bit. They will weaken their commitment to success. This is very important right now.
There's many people that believe and practice this lifestyle of just living off the land and hunting and fishing and living in the woods, and they seem incredibly happy.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that. That is an interest, right? There's something, and there's a direct connection between their actions and their sustenance. They get their food that way. They're connected to nature, and it's very satisfying for them. If you don't have that, I think you need something that is interesting to you, something that you're passionate about. And there's far too many people that get sucked into living a life where you're just doing a job. You're just showing up and putting in your time and then going home, but you don't have a passion for what you're doing. And I think that's the recipe for a boring and very unfulfilling life.
You're not gonna be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But within your imperfections come perfection. So give yourself time to grow and understand the state of the world today. It's different. It's different. But also be true to you. that's another thing that I would say. You know, be true to you. Don't let other people dictate who you are and what you should be.
I used to tell my guys all the time, I say, man, it's a big difference between somebody that works hard and a hard worker. I said, if you're somebody that works hard, you get what you want. You might be great. I said, you somebody that works hard, if Corona don't show up, like, you might kill it, you might crush it. If you're somebody that works hard, if they tell you what you want to hear, they give you a certain level of validation, like, you might operate in excellence if you're somebody that works hard. I said, but brother, a hard worker, you can take it to the bank. I said, regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the challenge, they're wired a certain way and they show up and operate a certain way because they're being driven by something totally different. They got a certain level of integrity and character that's attached to their work level.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard. And you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough.
You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Listen to me. If you're tired of starting over, stop quitting. Let me say it this way. Stop stopping. Stop stopping. Oh, I just need a new partner. No, you've already had 4 partners, and guess what? You're still there. Maybe it's not the partners, maybe it's you. Quit searching and quit going. No. Stop stopping. Stop stopping. Get back up. We all make mistakes. We all fail.
There will be bad days. Be calm. Loosen your grip, opening each palm slowly now. Let go. Be confident. Know that now is only a moment, and that if today is as bad as it gets, understand that by tomorrow, today will have ended. Be gracious. Accept each extended hand offered to pull you back from the somewhere you cannot escape. Be diligent. Scrape the gray sky clean. Realize every dark cloud is a smokescreen meant to blind us from the truth. And the truth is, whether we see them or not, the sun and moon are still there, and always there is light.
If you are 100 pounds overweight and you want to be able to play basketball, here's my news for you. Everything happened for a reason. You got fat because you ate too much and you didn't exercise. So welcome to the gym. In the first year is going to be hell, but that pain hopefully will reprogram your brain that every time you want to eat that nasty thing, go, wait, I don't want to go through that pain. So I think one of the myths of society is we won't let pain in. We just excuse it all away. Like, no, that was meant to happen. Oh, you wasted 20 years of life married to the wrong person in the wrong career? No, it was meant to happen. Where's the people who go, you fucked up, dude. You wasted 20 years and you will never get it back. You better go in your room and cry